What is freaking up? My name is Eve.
My name is Sarah.
And we are Burnt Out Perfectionists.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Eve just cut my bangs so I could see the world again.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
Watch us get copyrighted for that.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie. The last time we got copyrighted, and it was because we were singing, I have never felt better about myself.
Right?
I love when it's like, oh, you can't monetize this. Honey, like, we make a money off
We
of it.
muted that part of the video. Like the whole part of the...
Oh yeah, the one time it was like, we've muted this whole video. And I'm like, excuse me?
Like I did that shimmy thing. I don't know if anybody else saw that, like, shimmy a day. And it was like a fun thing when people are like, oh yeah, you just shimmy and it's like, there she goes. But it's this like remixed version. I did a bunch of those like months ago. And almost every day I wake up to a notification from like TikTok or YouTube that they have now muted that video.
Which,
I'm like, great, now it's just me like shaking it with zero sound.
and I just don't, I understand like wanting to make sure that people are paid and properly and all that jazz, but like, I don't know, I don't make money off of it. So like, if I ever did, like, yeah, I'm happy to give a percentage.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, that's what I found was so weird is like when it comes to those things is you can use those sounds on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, but you go to use them on YouTube and it's like, no. But then I've seen other people use similar sounds or whatever on YouTube and they're always like, everyone's like, repurpose your content. Well, I can't fucking repurpose my content everywhere if you're muting it randomly out of nowhere.
like 3 months later and it's like, oh, we've muted it. And I'm like, excuse me.
There was one that I went to do the other day too, and it wasn't the Mean Girls one, but it was like a different, like just like a voiceover one that we did,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't let me do it. It was like, no, this contains whatever, and I was like, what the fuck? So I deleted it and put another one on, but I was like, so random. Oh, I had to change the music too because I posted your Winnie the Pooh unboxing mystery boxing.
Oh yeah, and then I think I used a Taylor Swift one.
I guess you did.
I
Like,
don't know.
I feel like every freaking platform is terrified because that one will be like, give me my money. Fuck you.
TikTok allows it, but like YouTube doesn't. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I just go with whatever one clicks up first.
No, that's totally fine. Have you seen the one where there's a guy going around his office, or there's people like going around their offices or their house, and then they point it and they take a picture directly on TikTok and then see what song comes on?
Oh yeah,
Or sound?
or they take pictures of people and it'll be like, this woman is such a...
Yeah, and they're like, oh my god.
out of like fun. Maybe we'll do that one day.
No, that would be funny.
I did it once when I was like, I accidentally did it when I was like in bed with my iPad.
I always get these like, I either get these like really sassy, funny audios or like super depressing songs. I'm like, what the fuck does that say about me?
That she was a butterfly. And you're like, what?
Like I went to post one of those text note things about like Jane Goodall and it immediately matched it to that. I think she's like a radio show host and it's like, you are a great person. You should and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah. And I posted it and then I didn't think, oh yeah, there's a sound attached. And then I went back and found Jane Goodall actually stating the quote that I had written there. But I was like, all of a sudden it came up because I always wait for it to like load. And then it popped up and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? That makes no sense.
I saw this one, then it was like Jane Goodall passed away, but at least her and Steve Irwin can hang out with the crocodiles together. And I was like,
hang out with all the things, the crocodiles and the chimps.
I just thought of the crocodile from Happy Gilmore.
Oh,
I know it wasn't a real crocodile, but I was like,
Chubb's hand.
yeah, I was like, oh, maybe he's up there. He's not real, I know.
Okay. Hey, fully aware that he's not real. He was a paid actor.
I just realized that my mouth just made like the weirdest like farting noise when I put my lips together.
Really? Are you a dry ass bitch? It's almost time for new chapstick season versus like, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I have like summer chapstick, which is like, I know you're supposed to wear this stuff with SPF or whatever all the time, but sometimes I'll wear that. Like you get the one that is just extra.
Yeah.
And then I need the one that's like, my lips are the Sahara Desert. I'm going to get some of those Essence peptide ones. They're supposed to be full ripoffs of those road ones.
Oh.
And they're the peptide ones in the tube, and they don't have lanolin and a bunch of other shit in them. But they have a bit of a tint because I'm pale as fuck, and I like to not look dead.
On this episode of Burnt Out Perfectionist, we're gonna go through our coping mechanisms that sound weird when we say them out loud, but they actually work.
They work, and hearing other people sometimes makes you go, oh, I'm normal.
So, if you haven't listened to this podcast before, we have had quite a few deaths in our lives. We collected them like Pokemon cards. Can't say Pokemon cards. Might be.
Yeah. Might get fucked up for that.
So these can be from grief coping mechanisms. It can be from ADHD coping mechanisms.
Yep.
Maybe a bit of anxiety. And kind of all of the like random.
I just punched my microphone.
Okay, so Sarah purchased. Did you purchase? You purchased?
Yeah, I purchased the arms.
These arms
because they were on sale on. It was the last Amazon Prime Day. I'm like, fuck, I can get these finally.
So consistently, she would like bend weird to have the microphone up to her mouth. Ever since getting these arms, this woman hits the microphone like 47 times a day.
These springs.
Oh, it is so funny because for the first time, she didn't want to move it.
Yeah,
she was like, I don't want to.
Now I'm just whipping it around.
Whipping it. Just whip it.
It's my emotional support microphone.
So before we get started, if you have a coping mechanism, let us know.
Yeah, drop it down below. It could be anything. Because you know what? Someone may be trying to figure out something that they need to do, or their therapist has given them homework. Go right ahead, drop it in there. Healthy, unhealthy, like junk food.
Healthy, unhealthy, junk food. So on that note of junk food, do you have a coping snack?
Popcorn.
I like how you said that. Like not everybody in the world has heard it.
I like popcorn, or I'll do a whole thing where I'm just like, if I'm stressed out, I'm not even just stressed out. Sometimes it's just when I want a little like sweet treat. I'm obsessed with this Jolly Rancher licorice. I know I talked about that in the last thing. They're so fucking good.
We are not sponsored by Jolly Rancher.
No, we are not. But if you'd like to sponsor us, please go right ahead.
Just so
we would love it. I love an emotional support water bottle.
Girl, that's down.
No, that's
household hacks.
It says ADHD water bottle collection.
Oh,
in segment 1.
I mean like
so you've got like your snacks and everything. Clearly, the number one snack, no matter where I'm at, overstimulated, understimulated, will always be pepperoni and pickles.
See, I have marshmallows is my stress snack.
Yeah.
Because
it's I love marshmallows.
But my, like, if we're talking, like, grief, strawberry sundaes from Seaweed. So bad to the fact that, like, so it all kind of started when, how old was I? 15? Yeah, 15. I was away at a volleyball tournament, and we were driving back, and in and out of, like, I was in a kind of a rustic area.
In and out of reception areas.
Yes. And my bus had hit a deer.
There were so many things that
happened during this trip. So we hit a deer, and I was sitting beside somebody had brought their son, and so I was beside their son, and so I was consoling their son. And so I messaged in like the family group chat. I was just like, hey guys, like might be a little bit longer. We hit a deer. Actually, no, I just texted mom.
You just texted mom, yes.
And I was like, yeah, like we hit a deer, it'll be longer. And then my brother-in-law texts me, oh, I hear you you caught some pepperoni.
Oh, he put that in the group chat.
No, he texted me separately.
Oh, I couldn't remember.
And I was like, that was really quick. Why are they on a phone call?
Yeah.
So, coming home, get in the truck. My dad picked me up. My dad. Same shit. And it wasn't like super late. I think it was like 9. And I get in the car and he's like, how was the tournament? I was like, oh, it was okay. And he was like, oh, okay, great. Do you want to stop at Dairy Queen? I was like, yeah, I love Dairy Queen. I haven't eaten for 6 hours. And he's like, "Hey, do you want?" I was like, "Oh, I could go for Sunday." He's like, "Do you want caramel, chocolate? Your dog died, or do you want strawberry?" And that is how I found out my dog died. And I was like, "Sorry, what? Strawberry? But what?" And so anytime that anything bad ever happened, our parents would bring me a strawberry sundae, and I was like,
Wasn't the weird correlation too that you got one of those like $8 meal deals and literally had a strawberry sundae sitting in the freezer when Dad died?
So we had Dairy Queen the Friday, and Mom didn't want her strawberry sundae, and she said, "Oh, you can have it later. I just got an extra one." And I was like, "Oh, that's weird." So it was in the freezer, and then he died at like 3:30 in the morning. Um, at 6:30 in the morning, I was like, "Mom, I'm eating your strawberry sundae." And ever since then, and then it was like a few hours later, our aunt was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop," or was it Selena? It was somebody was gonna stop. Oh, Dairy Queen.
Selena, she stopped at McDonald's.
Stopped at McDonald's and was like, "Oh, do you want anything? Like, do you want ice cream?" And I was like, "I don't want another strawberry sundae."
Then I had to explain it to her. She's like, I made Eve cry over a strawberry sundae.
I didn't cry. I was like, "I don't want another one."
You
But it
sounded like you were crying. That's why.
it was like every single time, like when our nans died, I got a strawberry sundae.
Yeah.
When I dislocated, sprained, did a flip and wonder on my ankle, our parents picked me up with a strawberry sundae, and I was just like, I never want to have one again. I love strawberry sundaes. They're my favorite dessert. But anytime I saw one, like it took like 2-3 years for me to eat one and not be like,
Wait a second. Is the world about to go awry? When it comes to food specific things, especially in like a grief zone, I'm not eating the food, but I did not recognize this until my mother-in-law started actually rewatching Grey's Anatomy. I bake, and I've done that since I was younger. Since I was like 15, I randomly will just start baking. And depending on what level of like actual sleep or whatever I get, it will be a large amount of things or not a large amount of things.
I don't, did you bake when Dad died?
Oh, I sure did. I think Joel gained 10 pounds because I would bake, but then not really want to like eat it. And my mother-in-law, going back to the Grey's Anatomy comment, she was like, "Oh, you're Izzy." Because when my father-in-law died, I was making like a ton of stuff. I kept like bringing stuff because I just like didn't want to sit still.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to like understand what was going on. So my father-in-law died in 2016. So this was the first time I had ever experienced someone around my age losing a parent other than our friend who lost his dad in high school. But it was kind of just like that was like I didn't like quite comprehend. There was like a whole complicated thing behind it that we'd seen him the day before.
Didn't you also like 5 months pregnant?
He died in the May.
Yeah.
It was Mother's Day weekend, and I was pregnant with my daughter. I was like, what was it? Like 3? I was fat.
I'm 4, like 4-ish.
Yeah. So
pregnancy
she like
headwinds.
quickly made a comment where she was just like, "Oh, you're Izzy," when someone passes away, and laughed, and I went, "What?" And then I literally rewatched Grey's Anatomy, and I was like, "Oh, I totally forgot about that," because that show's been on forever. So
I can't even think. I'm usually like the initiator when someone dies.
you like to punch dip?
Okay, that was one time.
I'm not gonna lie. I know it was a really hard time for you, but watching it squirt up in the air.
Okay, so
And then you grabbing the bag of chips. And then spite, like, this is my fucking shit now, bitches.
So when I don't know if any of our families ever listened to this. When our dad passed, I didn't have a lot of friends. I still don't. But
it was during COVID.
It was during COVID. Like there was a couple people, but like every single person from my mom's work came. And like I went to high school at my mom's work. And every single person that would message me that wasn't like was like, "How's Sarah doing?" Like not asking me how I was doing.
Yeah.
Ask me how Sarah was doing. Or how, "Oh, I really want to give Sarah a hug." And so literally I had like like maybe 5 people actually reached out to me, and every other person was like, "How's your sister doing?" And I was like,
And then our other sibling, her friends or her father-in-law brought over.
her friends made a care package,
Yeah.
and her father-in-law brought it over. And so I was sitting there, like,
It was massive.
it was a Rubbermaid container.
The large size.
And so I would open the door, and they would go, and whoever was there would go, "Oh my God, I brought carb. Enter carb."
Enter carb, enter appetizer.
And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And they would go, "Is your mom here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, she's over there." "Why?" "Oh, I just wanted to talk to her." Then they would go talk.
Yeah.
And then they would go, "Oh, how's your brother? Oh, how's your sister?" No one ever asked me. So I wished, a point of annoyance, that I was sitting there eating 7-layer dip, which soon became 1-layer dip. And all I had heard 50 times a day was, "Oh, well, how's your sister doing? I want to give your sister a hug." So I punched 7-layer dip, like full on punched it.
Mm-hmm.
It went everywhere. It went on the curtains.
Oh,
It went everywhere.
It was a solid punch.
It was all over. I broke the container with
Yeah.
my hand. It was a plastic container. And then I said, "You all can go fuck yourselves." I took the bag, all of the corn chips. I took 4 bags of corn chips, and I marched out of the house in slides with my phone, and I walked all the way to the elementary school that I went to, which is approximately a 15 to 20-minute walk, and sat there for 2.5 hours, to which one person called me. One. And I said, "Fuck you. I'm taking the corn chips."
Was that me who called you?
No.
Oh, I knew that you were just off somewhere.
It was our neighbor. Oh. She was like, "Honey, I saw you leave in a fury with a lot of corn chips." And I sat on the swing for 2.5 hours. Mm-hmm. And I was very annoyed with everybody. And I told everybody that they were entitled pieces of shits. Mm-hmm. And if they died today, I wouldn't have cared. And our mom was like, "They do all care of you." No, they didn't. So that's why I have an issue with similar dip. But marshmallows and strawberry sundaes, I'm good now with strawberry sundaes.
Yeah.
Except McDonald's, that's jam. That is not a strawberry sundae.
No, it really is. It when it chunks.
No, I like the chunks, but it's the difference between it coming in like a gelatinous like seed versus like the ones from Dairy Queen are
Dairy
like
Queen, it comes in a bucket.
I know.
And you pull it's strawberry sundae topping. You pull it out of the bucket. So good. Not out of like one of those like bladder packages or whatever.
It's so good. I love it so much.
When it comes to other food and drinks and stuff like that, I am a fan of an energy drink, and you can judge me and tell me that there's tons of shit in it that's terrible for you, but I really fucking care. But I have to be in the mood, and
yeah,
on behalf of my husband, I will happily state out loud to the public, never end up drinking the entire thing most of the time. And especially if I'm drinking it out of the can, I end up leaving like a quarter of it at the bottom, and there may be 2 witch's brew with a quarter at the bottom in my mini fridge right now at home. He's like, "Who the fuck keeps drinking these?" I'm like, "Well, clearly it's not our 8-year-old daughter." So I'm like, "It's me." And then he laughed because she has a half can of soda in the fridge.
I'm terrible at that too. I don't mind energy drinks. My personal favorite is called a High Roller, and it is only made in BC, and it makes me so sad because I can never find it anywhere. I love High Rollers. I do enjoy a Monster here and there. Alani's I don't mind. I just find Alani's are so carbonated.
They're super carbonated. One thing that I have really liked and kind of leaned into when I'm doing stuff around the house, because I can put inside my giant emotional support cup that I have, aka my Simple Modern, like, is that a 40 ounce?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'll put like my nugget ice in it, and I'll put one of those Mio strawberries in there, and those are so fucking good.
They're the energy ones.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to like pre-workout if I'm like doing a bunch of cleaning.
I know, I don't mind that. Or just even like like a one thing that I absolutely love and instantly makes me feel like a child again is Good Host iced tea crystals.
Oh,
Right?
it's so good.
It's just like, I don't know why. It just hits different. Yeah, whatever. Sometimes the stuff's at the bottom. You mix it all together. It's just so good.
Oh, so I taught your daughter how to make it so that you don't get the crystals because she was equally as annoyed. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, honey, you boil a little bit of water. No, you boil it.
Yeah.
And then you let it cool, and then you put ice, and then you dump that over it. She was like, what?
I know. I was like, she's like, Mom, we could do this. And I was like, I know, but sometimes I'm just extremely impatient. I just want it now.
I want it now.
I want it now.
Which like warm water helps, but
Yeah. I'm not really like emotionally invested in coffee or whatever, but when it starts getting crisp like it did fucking last night, it went down to 2 degrees where we live unexpectedly. And I fell asleep in the recliner with the windows open with a light throw blanket on. I was very cold when I woke up this morning. On these types of nights is when I start leaning into like, okay, I'm gonna I want to go into gear down mode. Does it happen most often? No, it does not. But I'll make myself like a cup of tea.
oh, Tetley orange pico tea
Best.
is the statement of our household.
Yep.
Is staple, not the statement. I when it hits fall, when Hallmark movies are out, the crisp air, all of us sit. Sometimes even our brother will have a cup of tea,
Yes.
and it is so great. That thing is used all the time. I find definitely during like the fall and winter, I am like a like coffee, tea,
Like a warm beverage.
hot chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'll put more effort into it.
Yeah.
Like in the summer, I like the packets, so like the Mio strawberry, like iced tea and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll have iced tea in the spring and summer, not the spring, summer, fall and winter. But I find it's like I don't want to put as much, like, because it gets so lukewarm so quickly
Yeah.
that I'm like, oh, I my coping beverage in the fall and winter is a slushy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's your thing all the time. I had a shitty day where I want a slushy. My kid celebrates or had a shitty day. I want a slushy and taquitos.
You're welcome.
If I go, it looks like, oh, we had a really great day at baseball or whatever. Would you like? Yes, please. I'm also quite hungry. May I please have some taquitos? Yeah, sure. Why not? And she just gets like the pepperoni and cheese ones. Or it's like, oh, I'm like, oh, you had a bad day at school? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, like, is there anything you can do at home? And sometimes she's just like, it's very rare that she actually asks for something. No, she'll be like, may I please get a slushie? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Oh, during the summer, she would look at me and go, Auntie, I see your slushy maker. I'm like, yes. And she's like, I brought mini cans of Crush. I'm like, you did not bring them. Your mom brought them. And I would have to use the entire pack to make you one slushie. And she's like, okay. Next day, I like bought the big bottles. And she was like, oh my goodness.
It's so good though. That Iceman freaking slushy maker is the best.
Oh, it's cheaper than the Ninja one. It works great. It's pretty. Um, I I've made Powerade once. So I frequently get Charlie horses in the summer. I made Powerade ones and they were lovely. I've made strawberry lemonade ones. I haven't made iced tea ones.
Oh. You'd have to make sure that the ratio is right or buy the bottled one.
I look at if they have sugar in it. It's fine with the crystals.
It is? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it's also the easiest thing to clean.
So a YouTuber that I watch named Rachel did a review between the Iceman slushy machine and the Ninja slushy machine. And it works like exactly the same. Even and the funny thing is her sister-in-law was like, actually cleaning this one is easier than the Ninja one. And she said, I think it was like by 5 or 10 degrees that the Ninja one might have gotten colder than the Iceman one, but the consistency and everything was the same.
I just find the Iceman one is apparently faster.
That's what they said. So it is actually significantly faster. So it only took 15 to 20 minutes for the Iceman one to work. And then she's like, well, the Ninja one took like 45 minutes. And I was like, oh. And then what she was saying when the Ninja one was cooler, I'm like, well, you have to keep running the Iceman. So that way they're the same consistency. So
yeah,
I feel like I would personally get the Iceman one because the price difference is ridiculous.
Oh, no, it is. It's insane. And I find like appliances, like when in doubt, I will buy a new appliance or a new cup as like a coping as like, oh, well, I want an air fryer.
I'm getting that air fryer.
Well, so when I don't know if I've probably talked about it before. We've done the podcast long enough. That when I wanted to get an air fryer, our mom was like, well, I want to be able to make a rotisserie chicken in it.
Which was so fucking random.
So I thought she meant like the physical rotation of a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
No, she meant that she just wanted it to fit one.
Oh, what? You've never actually said that part before.
Yeah, so she didn't want one that spun. She just wanted one that fit a rotisserie chicken.
Oh.
Like that you could fit a chicken in. And I was like, so I literally bought the one that like had the spins.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, she wants the one with the rotisserie chicken. And then I made a rotisserie chicken. She was like, it spins. I'm like, you literally said that was your one requirement.
Yeah.
But I'll do like that or like a new coffee maker.
Yeah. That espresso machine is quite lovely. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, it's so great. $70 on Amazon. It's like a random brand. It's easy to clean.
Yeah. It's easy to understand. So when Eve first got it, I was like super worried because I really wanted to make myself coffee, but I also wanted her to like show me how to work it.
My rule in this household is if I get something new and you break it within a couple months of me getting it, you buy me a new one.
Oh, and I'm that person who, if I did break something, would, but I was like, this isn't mine. She's at work. I can just wait. Like, I'm not going to die if I don't have coffee. I can drink something else. And I was just like, can you show me how to work this? Yeah, sure. I'm like, okay.
Which I did recently purchase. Oh, sometimes, like, I like to get, like, a seasonal thing. Like, a seasonal, like, different coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
To, like, bring me out of my funk.
Yeah.
So I got this one from Costco a couple weeks ago. I haven't used it yet because we're still using up that cheap coffee.
Yeah.
And it's called Level Ground. And it's a Canadian-owned coffee company.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's made in Victoria.
Oh, I've heard about Level Ground before. I saw it on your table.
It smells delightful, so we're gonna try that one next. But no, it's so great. And like I know people are like, oh, I want to get the Breville one that's like $4,000.
Oh, except you can get it for like $350 at Winners if you're lucky. Ours had like 15 of them.
I was like, I don't need one that fancy. I just need one that like makes like if I was frequently using it or if it was in an office, I can understand buying like a fancy one.
Yeah.
But I was like, I just want standard.
Also, like the capacity size of some of these other espresso machines that do the same thing of the one that you got, they take up so much more counter space. And I'm like, are they storing the beans? Are they also grinding the beans? Like, I know some of them have those options where it just kind of like does a bunch of it and then you're like, boop, and do that. But even the ones that don't do that, they're still like quite large. Or like they're the equivalent of 2 or 3 Nespresso like virtual, like they're larger machines side by side. And yours is like perfectly compact.
Oh yeah, mine is probably like maybe like 12 by 10 inches.
Yeah.
Like it's like a good size.
And it's blue. Is it blue?
It's black.
Oh, it looks like it's blue. I thought it was dark blue.
The little screen's blue, but no.
Oh.
It's easy. It's got 2 options. It's got single cup and it got double cup.
Yeah.
And also you can use the steam thing, but the steam thing's really aggressive. And I burnt everything out of my hand.
Oh, I'm like, you have that steamer. It's like it's similar, but not the same as the one from Nespresso, and it works great. I wouldn't use anything else.
It's great.
Yeah.
I use that one all the time. I need to like do a deep clean on it. Go through the mugs, stuff like that. Which like water balls and mugs just bring me joy.
Well, they're great, especially like you're going to be using stuff so much more when it comes to some of those household things in the summer or like as it gets warmer. Because, I only remember to drink water every single day when it's hot as fuck outside. But for some weird reason, I gear down mid-August and I completely forget about drinking water.
And I feel like the only way that I can like cope with like seasonal changes and like not be able to control things is I change around my furniture.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm going out of style.
100%. I will, especially if like a room just feels like boring or you feel like you've done enough that you can do for that room.
Yeah.
I'll move it around or in anticipation of like a Christmas tree. Yeah, do that too. That's another thing. Or when you go to put up anything else or say you have like a bunch of blankets or whatever, you want to make room to like, store the blankets and stuff like that.
I will say your living room has been the same for quite a while now.
It has been. Have I had the itch to change it? I have.
Yeah. I've had the itch to change mine around, but I'm also like,
which way could I do it now? There's certain ways that I don't like it because it makes it feel cut off. And then other ways where I'm like, oh, but see, I kind of want to move the TV to the other side of the wall, like where the brown couch is again. Almost just like going like this.
But then if you're in the recliner, you can't see the.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is like the recliner. It's not like it's a large reclining chair, but it really fucks with the groove of trying to get everything together.
Also, why do they not make recliners easier to move?
Oh, they're so awkward. Half the time you have to take them apart in two pieces. And if you've never done that before, you're like, fuck, I broke the chair.
But every time it's like you try to move around, like usually we'll move around to the hobby room.
Yeah.
The living room we haven't done for a few years. Well, the main reason we moved it around was because when Sarah worked at the office job, she was by the window
Yeah.
at the desk.
It was so fucking cold in that corner.
And every day she was like, I'm too cold.
I was like, I'm freezing. I have to wear my comfy every day.
And so we moved it around, and like it's pretty much been the same since.
Yeah.
Which I feel like it worked.
I feel like it's great because when there's like not enough seating or whatever, when my kid and I stay here, one of us will just go sit at the desk.
Well, there is enough seating. Just we like to just lay. We like to lay.
I know that you just like to lay. It's just that where I could be sitting, the dog would also like to lay there.
Yeah.
So there's just like not a lot of like you don't have two. You have one couch and then two chairs. The two chairs are occupied, and it works for me. I just sit off on the other side on the office chair, the thing, and it's just an extra set of seating.
I want to get another. I one day would love to get like when we move in the future, which does not have a timeline. I want to get a bigger couch.
Yeah.
I just want like one of those ones that like look comfy.
Like a module couch that's like got the puff.
Yeah. Because the thing that annoys me is like I have the chaise. It's called a chaise.
Yeah.
But it's not like you can't disconnect it and move it to the other side. So like it really limits on how you move.
Oh, 100%. We've like one time we completely moved around her front room. And we're like, oh my God, this is so great. Fuck, this thing doesn't move.
No.
We're like, oh God.
It would be great though.
It would
one whole piece.
Oh yeah, it would be lovely. But you know, doing stuff like that, or even just we've talked about it before when it comes to different holidays and everything. Our mom will swap either like pictures out of picture frames or art around in picture frames, so that way it makes that difference.
Yeah, and like I know people talk about like quick wins of like, oh, I'll just clean the bathroom quickly and then I feel so much better.
I do that.
I don't super often.
My bathroom is small as fuck though. So even just doing something as quickly as like wiping down the mirror, the counter, and like the toilet, it's like a win if you feel like you haven't done a lot today. But then if I want to go like more in depth, I'm like actually like wiping all the way around every single thing and like wiping down and scrubbing the shower.
I think also because that's the only bathroom you guys have, so you use it every single day.
100%.
Like my bathroom, I don't use I use the bathroom.
Also, even if your kid is great and bends over and spits toothpaste in the sink, I don't know what happens, but that shit goes everywhere. Especially kids' toothpaste. I don't know what they put in kids' toothpaste, but it is literally, I swear to God, close to fucking rubber cement. That shit will not come off of anything. My child, when she was little, had it was the Colgate kids thing, and she squeezed it really hard because it had like a skin basically on top of the stuff. And she did it, and it popped and it stuck on the ceiling. And like I couldn't get it off, so I just painted it white. Because we have those popcorn ceilings in our place.
But if we're so lucky, it's like those certain things I don't like. A little win to me would be like reorganizing my desk. Like I love to I might reorganize it, or like I swap the tables quite often.
So swapping things into new places, like reusing things that you already have in your home. Obviously, like as seasons change, swapping the types of blankets that you use with the type of comforter covers. Eve has like sheet sets for different seasons.
I have
Not
like
even just like weights; they're just like color differences.
yeah, I like a seasonal change of my linens. Although I have my Casper sheets on again, and if you haven't heard me talk about my Casper sheets, I found them at Marshall's. They're king sized. They are the only sheets that I've never flung off of my bed. They are flannel. I looked up how much they were because most of our birthdays are between September and like March. So anytime I'm like, oh, they're like, we'll just have like a running list. So like we buy them. I was like, oh, you know what I really want is like maybe like a spring or summer set of those sheets or like a winter pair. And I looked at how much those sheets were and I was like, oh, I did not pay that much.
I did not look. I just remember when I looked them up because you were talking about how great they were. My husband's also a warm person like Eve. And I looked them up and I was like, bitch, these things are fucking $200 to $250. Did you pay that? You said you got a good deal. Are we having a bad day? And she's like, nope, I definitely did not pay anything close to that. I'm like, oh, okay, perfect.
I paid $39. What the fuck? I thought that I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get more of them. This is the and new. Maybe if Casper would ever like to sponsor us, yes, I have a queen size bed, but I like king size sheets. And it's the best thing ever.
I do love a seasonal swap of like, obviously for general purposes of like clothing and everything as well. But I also love that idea of going through being like, okay, I didn't wear this shit for the last how many years. I keep bringing it out every summer in anticipation of wearing it. Maybe I should get rid of it.
I think it's also like because we're revamping Overwhelmed, I always will look at stuff and be like, do I actually wear this? Like, would I wear this? How long have I had this?
Yeah.
And then it goes into like the leggings. Like the leggings, I'm like, oh, I should probably go buy new ones. But
I was going to say, when was you're the one who ordered them all for us. When was the last time we bought leggings?
2022.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
2023.
I was like, I feel like I'm getting close because I noticed there's some strings and everything. I also noticed, for example, that I used to wear the black on black like camo leggings, and then in the last year I haven't worn them at all. So I was like, I don't need these anymore. And I'm getting rid of them. I was like, I do not wear these. I literally wear, if I'm just gonna wear black leggings, then who cares? I'll just wear black leggings.
I just recently bought my first pair of non-high school sweatpants. And she has been gleefully skipping around the house wearing them every single day.
Yes.
I usually will buy. I used to get these tough ones at Costco, and then they got really thin, and then they got really short, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, when the fuck did the inseams change from like a 32, which was like, for me, still 2 inches too short, to like a 30?
Okay, so most of them are 27s now.
What the fuck?
So my inseam is like between like a 32-ish. I could sometimes get away with a 30, but you're gonna see my ankles.
I'm like a 34, 36. So most of the time, unless it's something that stretches, it ain't fitting my legs.
The spider leggings, I feel like we're the only ones that we could like.
Those are the best leggings.
They were great. But
actually, the Danskin ones are great as long as they're longer because their fabric feels really great. Their biker shorts were amazing. Like this, like last year when I bought them.
Yeah.
And I ran around Costco looking to see if they had leggings again.
They don't have them.
No, I know.
I've looked online too. I find it really hard to find. Like, if I find a pair of leggings that I really like, I will buy them in like
bulk. I'll buy like 5.
No, like the last time we bought leggings, I bought 10, like 5 each. We each got 5 pairs.
Yeah.
The UPS guy was dying of laughter. He's like, "What is in this? Why does it weigh so much?" I'm like, "It's leggings." But like, I can't find leggings that are long enough. So like, if I find them, I'm buying them in bulk.
If you can find them and they don't cost $120, which is never an option for me, a pair, then it's like, holy shit, I need to jump on this right fucking now.
And I find like I'm a huge, like, if I've had a bad day or just in general, my like coping after work is I come home and I have a comfy like set that I wear before I get into my pajamas.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very warm person, so I usually wear like men's boxer shorts and like an old t-shirt to bed. And you know, sometimes they're a little short and I don't really feel like the whole family needs to see my booty.
Yeah.
So I'll wear like sweatpants and a sweater. Usually it was the Wind River Deer one. Oh, those Wind River ones. Wind River. Or True
From the
Reflection.
90s. Oh, Northern Reflection.
Northern Reflection.
Or the Wind River was. The Wind River ones were a lot of the ones that like Dad had.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love them so much. They're the comfiest sweaters. I still wear them to this day. And I'll put that on and I'll slap on a pair of like, I couldn't find sweatpants for the longest time. I recently got these ones from Old Navy. They're in the men's section. They were 40% off and they are very comfortable. But I need to like instantly get out of my work clothes. And like, even if like I'm going out for the day and like I'm doing like errands, if I leave the house and say I'm wearing leggings and a t-shirt, I come home and I'm like, get this off of me. I must declothe. And I will run downstairs and I'll slap on like a pair of sweatshorts and like a baggy sweater. When in doubt, as my number one coping is getting changed.
That's what my friend Carla and I call inside clothes and outside clothes. So it'll be like clothes that you have either downgraded or clothes that you purchase specifically to only wear in your home.
Which a majority of the time for me is like I wear loose fitting clothes all the time unless it's leggings. But I'm like, oh, I just want to be cozy. And like my days off, I'm like, give me my sweatpants.
If I've had like a super overwhelming day and I did not realize I did this and I ended up correlating it back to like what I used to do. So if I felt like really like, I don't know, overwhelmed, I was like a teenager, if I just fucking hated the world, I would always go and steal one of our dad's hoodies. And he wore hoodies. He had like wider shoulders and he was like a taller dude, but he bought stuff that was even baggy on him. So I would put this shit on as like a 15-year-old girl who maybe weighed 160 pounds, not even soaking wet, who was 5'10". And I was wearing like a 4X large hoodie. And it just was great because I could like tuck my legs in if I wanted to. It was like a whole thing. Well, I did that for years and it was always like a running thing where people never knew like what size I was. Not that they needed to know, but it was always like a mystery because I look like a mushroom with stuff that I was wearing. If I get like super overwhelmed or whatever and it's any season that's not summer, I literally will go in and be like, I'm stealing one of your hoodies to my husband.
No, you steal mom's all the time.
I've stolen our mom's. It's something to do with the school that Eve went to and our mom works at. The fits are just so fucking comfy. They're just the best blanks that are chosen to slap the logos on, and I love it.
So the funny thing is when I was younger, I never wanted new clothes because I only wanted worn-in clothes.
Yes.
And Sarah always thought it was really weird. And then the other thing,
I had the capacity to take you out and I wanted to do the 90s, 2000s. Let me, not to feel better for me, but like, let's go buy you a ton of new clothes and get you this like fun wardrobe. And like, I was so excited because I ended up being able to do that before we moved with our other sibling.
Mhm.
So I was like always like waiting for the chance to do it. And you were the most low maintenance person, or she was the kid who touched anything. And it was like an eighth of the price what it actually showed. I just need this. Okay, cool. I'll buy that for you. It's only like $20. And it'll be $6.50. What the fuck? Oh, I did it again. Like, just so happy.
But I just never, like, I never wanted new things. I was always like, eh. Or, like, I never liked being in stores. So I was always like, that's fine. I don't need to. I think that's why now I'm like, just give me clothes that I can take off.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. But I also find, like, a huge, like, I love blankets.
Oh.
But my, like, number one coping thing is I have playlists for everything. If you go on my Spotify, call me Lilo because I have a playlist called My Dad is Dead and I Am Sad, which this was prior to me finding out that artists can see the playlist that their songs are a part of.
Oh my God, are you one of the ones that Alex Warren mentioned?
So fun fact, I was a part of the 0.01% top of Alex Warren. So much so that I got the message saying, honey, you need therapy.
But who else did you also get, Eve?
I got a lot of people. No, Noah Kahn. Oh yeah, I got Noah Kahn.
You listen to a lot of my music, which I appreciate, but like, are you okay? Eve messages me. So, you know those Spotify messages and everyone's all excited? Like, I have a child, and I don't know if anybody else has experienced this around the world, but the Pied Piper of a majority of children is fucking Imagine Dragons.
Yes.
All kids love them. Don't know how they ever found them, and they just love them to death. Well, I open up mine, and mine is just like, hey, it's Imagine Dragons. So I just want to thank you so much. I'm like, of course I got Imagine Dragons. And I got one from Ed Sheeran.
I also got one from Ed Sheeran. So you have to be in like a certain percentage during your Spotify Wrapped, of theirs. And I have loved Alex Warren since the first song. I remember I sent it to Sarah and I was like, I think this kid's gonna be great. He's older than me. I think he's gonna be great. I really like his music. He did an interview and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows, but like when someone adds a song, like your song, to a playlist, I get to see what the playlists are called." And he did say, "My dad is dead and I am sad." And I was like, "Great."
Also, what a weird feature for them to give artists the access to see it.
Um, I would have requested a little notification saying, "Hey, Eve, um, just a heads up," because but yeah, I listen to a lot of that. I've had CDs forever, so I always like to have like CDs playing or like music playing, or watching a TV show at a normal decibel.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Ben? A normal decibel. Yesterday, I was on the phone with Mom because I was going to Costco, and your husband was blasting something, and I was like, "You turn it down." Trying to listen.
Like, Eve's on the phone.
I think he turned it up.
No, he just looks at me. I'm like, Eve's on the phone. Can you turn the music down? And he heard Eve's in the car, turn the music up. I was like, I looked at him and I was like, what the fuck? He's like, what am I? She's on the phone. And he goes, oh, and like turned it down. But then when he turned it down, it was the same levels when he got into the vehicle.
Um, yeah, so big thing for me. I love a comfort item. Definitely a comfort item. But I also am known to be like the mom person. So like when in doubt, I always have a million snacks on me just in case. Or candies. Oh,
Even just, yeah, changing up like the types of candies sometimes I grab like per season. My family goes straight into Werther's. As soon as they get a snip of cold or frost, my child wants every random flavor of Werther's. A coping mechanism that we have in our entire family that I did not realize was an oddity. He's making a faces. We all have to have pillow or pillows on our laps while sitting on furniture anytime. It doesn't even matter if it's watching television, using it for the purpose of like maybe eating a snacky snack while you're sitting on the couch. We all have pillows. And I literally feel sorry. I literally feel naked if I don't have a pillow or something on my lap. And it's not like a self-conscious, I've got a pooch type of thing. Like it's literally, I need to have it on my lap. And then sometimes I even sit there with blankets on my lap. Like I'll have a blanket and pull it over and it'll be fucking 40 degrees outside. I'll be sitting in air conditioning with a blanket on. My husband's like, babe, just like turn up the air conditioner so that way it'll make the house 21 instead of 18 or whatever. Or do this. Or I'm like, no, it's fine. I've got a blanket. I've got a pillow. I'm fine.
my biggest coping mechanism, and I call it horizontal time.
Yes.
Is sometimes I'm so tired and I'm so just done with the day that I just need to lay down and be horizontal.
Yes.
And your child has tried to take it. Andy, I need some horizontal time.
Which I love that because there wasn't a name for it, but now she has a name for it. So she'll go like lay in her room and read a book or just sometimes just lay in her room or like listen to music on like the Alexa that's in her room. Or she'll just sit there, sing away to herself. I'm like, oh, what you doing? She's like, I'm just having some horizontal time. Or she did that upstairs, which if this is your first time tuning in, we are tall people. My child is now 4'5", so she takes up a whole couch. So I literally, if my husband and her need to have horizontal time, I only have the recliner as an option because somehow they quickly both claim the couches.
And it's so funny because, like, for me, like, for the longest time, I would lay down and I'm like, oh, I just so lazy. Why do I need to lay down? I will lay down for like 30 minutes and be like, I am just so ready to do anything today.
I'll do that. It'll be 30 minutes, it'll be 2 hours, and then out of nowhere, it'll be like 9 o'clock at night, and I'll pop up and just lay like picking up shit, cleaning stuff, fucking doing all this stuff, making muffins. My husband's like, I'm about to go to bed. And my wife is like, it is a new day. It is a new time. I shall do the things.
And majority of the time, too, like, I'm not I know a lot of people are like, oh, I buy this for myself as a reward. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I just deserve it. I'm not the type of person though to be like, oh, I'm gonna spend $700 on something for myself. Like, I will buy something. Like, for instance, while Sarah was going up to go do something, I was online and I was looking at Paint by Numbers Fall Edition.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, I have a little time. But like I will do that. Or sometimes like I find it harder, but I used to be huge into rewatching shows.
yeah. So when you used to have to physically take the DVD out, I don't know why it's different. I would love to rewatch a show and or watch a show that I hadn't watched originally. Like my friend Cooper and I, when we binge watched Gossip Girl because we both like didn't watch it when it first came out. And that was when there was basically just Netflix for a streaming company. Now I said in the last episode that I kind of like put in an episode of Gilmore Girls just for like shits and giggles, like for fun. But I'm not like drawn to heavily rewatch things like I used to. But the shows are getting so shitty, I might turn to like, weekly throwing on an episode of like Supernatural or something just so I can watch something that's decent.
Yeah, and I find that I just find it hard to like sometimes I'll watch it and I'll be like, oh well I already remember what happens. And I'm like, oh, there's no like shock to it.
Yeah, there's no like anticipation.
I am starting to like watch shows that I didn't get to watch when I was younger. So I'm still the runarounds has taken over my TikTok.
See, and that I like go to watch it and I'm like, well, I don't really want to watch it in front of my kid. And then I was just like, oh, well, I've had my period lately, so I'm just fucking tired. But then I'm like, I'll just watch a YouTube video. If I fall asleep, it doesn't really matter.
Stop touching my phone thing.
I'm fiddling with your things.
I know, but it's making my thing move. Oh, and I can't read my screen.
I'm so sorry. In your bag, what is your essential, I'm going to carry it around just in case thing? Is it like a comfort item or is it just like a logical item where you're like, I should just fucking have this in my bag? Or in school or something?
I have a car deodorant.
I love this. Because my husband didn't have a name for it. He went out of town. He goes, this is really embarrassing. I packed my bag and I totally forgot to pack deodorant. I'm starting to smell really bad. So just to let you know, you're going to see a purchase come through because every single time he goes on a work trip, I'm like, stop spending our fucking money on your food and shit. Your work covers this because you're out of town. He's like, I will be buying deodorant. I'm like, his poor fucking coworker that had to put up with him being stinky. And I was like, well, where's your truck deodorant? He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he was thinking a truck-shaped deodorant, which my brain didn't even go there. I'm like, well, like Eve has like a car deodorant for like in case you forget it. And he goes, oh, that one was only in the car because I kept forgetting to take it out of the vehicle. And I was like, yeah, and it stayed in the vehicle until it was fully used. Hence, truck deodorant.
Oh yeah, I have a deodorant in every bag. I have one in the car. Oh, my newest thing, and because like our little brother has autism, so like sensory stuff. I have compostable straws in the car, and I have spoons.
Yes,
compostable spoons. Because wooden spoons, no. Paper spoons, no.
Paper straws, never. They taste like bleach.
Yeah, so I started doing that like once I found compostable straws, I was like, yeah, those are gold, straight in my basket.
Or you even have like the reusable straws, like the plastic straws.
The only thing with those though is that
you have to remember to clean them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I have the compostable ones, then I don't feel as bad.
Yeah, exactly. There's little things like that you keep in the car. So I always have gum in the car, specifically the Excel soft chews gum, because I don't know what it is about that crunchy candy coating on the outside. It is my favorite. And all other gum I find like flat, hard, and generally stale. So I just get like those like large containers because they fit in the cup holders.
Mm-hmm.
I have that. Another thing I always have too is baby wipes. So even though your kid has outgrown the baby zone, baby wipes are a magical thing that come in handy more often than not, especially if you have allergies, if there's sticky things that happen in the car.
Oh, car blankets.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, or segue, car blankets. So we always have some type of like small, it's like a kid size throw because that's two different sizes. And my child usually has like the fuzzy ones. But man, those things get so fucking nasty because my husband uses, obviously, it's his work truck. So he'll move stuff around and everything, or if she puts it on the floor and then it gets all gross. So I was like, maybe we should like change it to like a fleece blanket because that's easier to clean. And I went to a Superstore and they have the cutest fleece blankets that were $15 for the longest time. And I'm like, I'm not paying $15 for that. Well, I walked in and they were $3.24. What a random price. So I got one strawberry, which will be my rink blanket so I don't freeze my ass off. And then I got another one, which has pretzels all over it. And I literally was like, these blankets are $3.24. I got two of them. I figured they'd be great for the car. And I was like, tell me which one you want. She loves both of these items. She immediately goes, I want the one with the pretzels on it, Mom.
I started having a car blanket in high school when I was playing sports, and if I ever forgot sweatpants after like a game, I would jump in the car and I would cover myself in blanket.
It works out great. And I only started doing it because there was all this like research that came out. And when you get your car seat and stuff like that when your kid's little, where it's like, do not put them in like a snowsuit or a raincoat, stuff like that. Anything that's like a slidey fabric. Because if there's any chance of you actually being in a car accident, they almost like, the best way I can describe it is like Pillsbury dough when you hit the tube. They'll just go whoop, like out. And obviously something that you don't want to have happen to your kid. So our mom would always just get the kids into the seats and then you would wear your jacket almost like backwards.
Yeah.
So that way you're warm. Plus you had a car blanket. So I essentially adapted the same thing, but my kid's warmer. And I just gave her a car blanket for that exact reason. And then depending on what I'm wearing and how various the temperature is, I have a car blanket. Clearly my husband does not because he drives. And that is dangerous as fuck. But I bet if that man could have a car blanket, he would.
Our mom's begin to like, she has a cup that she'll bring everywhere. So she'll bring a water cup everywhere.
Oh, yes.
Because if she doesn't bring a water cup, she is the person to be like, I'm thirsty. I want to drink. This is what happens when I don't bring my water.
Yes.
And so she brings her cup everywhere, which does come in handy because sometimes I don't usually bring a drink with me. She does. And I'm usually like, get some of your water.
I know I'm trying to be so much better, but actually remembering that I can physically take it out of my house and that I'm not a child and that I won't forget it because that is generally something. He's just driving past the mall now.
Oh, nice.
That's generally something that I always like worry about is not only do I have like groceries and a husband who's like, look at this every 5 seconds when I'm in the store, but there's also me and I don't know, as soon as I go into anything but the incandescent lighting, my body's like, and McDonald's doesn't always have dollar beverages.
I think a big thing for me is like a lot of these coping mechanisms that we've recognized is like over the years when you adapt to it, like I feel like I'm the one in the family that'll randomly name things. Like horizontal time, car blanket.
Oh, I love that.
Truck deodorant.
Truck deodorant.
And like the first couple times you hear it, yeah, sometimes people in the family are like, that's weird. And I'm like, hey, don't knock it until you are on your way to work and you're like, I forgot to put deodorant on.
My friend Selena, who also has the same gum, because she's the one who was like, oh, try this. So when COVID started and you had to wear masks and it didn't matter how well you brushed your teeth or whatever, or if you wanted to prevent gagging, we called them stress mints. They were just the Excel mints in the tin. And she would be like, okay, here we go. And we'd like take them and be like, here's my stress mint that I'm just going to like soothe my brain with and suck on while I'm grocery shopping. And everything's all over the place. And the other thing that she also buys, which I know a lot of people are going to be like, why does she do that? That's not very environmentally friendly, is those Colgate Wisps. Do you know what those are? Colgate. The tiny to-go toothbrushes with preloaded toothpaste.
Oh, yeah.
She has those and she's like, I know it's super rare that I need this, but like she has an on-floor sales job. So she's talking to people in person and she's like, last thing I want to be is that person who smells like they have halitosis. Like, no, thank you.
Let us know down below what your coping mechanisms are.
Yeah.
We answer pretty much every form of messenger. We check them almost daily just to make sure we're up to date.
100%.
And thank you for listening. There's probably a million other episodes you could also listen to.
I mean, we could probably have a bajillion other segments about these specific subjects or other things that we've done that we do not realize that other people don't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let us know down below, and always say work and twisted as ever. Peace.
We'll be back next Monday with more in store. Catch you then, we're always here for more.